Greece, the home of ancient cultures, the birthplace of democracy and Western philosophy. But for the next 3 days, it's home to the high-tech, high-speed World Rally Championship. This is the Acropolis Rally. But the winner here will need to mix his speed with the judgment of a politician and the knowledge of the ancient philosophers, as this is possibly the toughest test for the cars this season. This is the sort of thing these rough, rocky stages have done to cars in recent years.
The rocks and very aggressive roads and you know, a lot of cambers, but the rocks can destroy for you very quickly.
The problem is loose rocks are okay usually, but the problem is this is just bedrock, and if you hit it in the wrong part of the car at 100k an hour at the wrong angle, sometimes things don't handle it, and we're doing that for 30k at a time, just hitting rocks, bang, bang, bang.
A couple of times you need to just think about where you push, because it's hard for the tires, for especially the Saturday, so you just find the balance where you push and when you back off a little bit.
And Jani-Matti Latvala got an early reminder of how these stages need to be respected. He went off the road in the shakedown test stage on Thursday. However, there was no serious damage to the car, and the Ford Focus has always been equal to the test set by these stages. Something that will give championship leader Mikko Hirvonen confidence.
I think the team has always been working very hard on reliability, and they've done a good job, and you can see it from the record. They won, I think, 6 out of 8 runs in Greece, so it's been always strong, and we've been keeping it that way.
Those 6 wins in the last 8 years for the Focus coming courtesy of Colin McRae, Marco Martin and Marcus Gronholm. Sebastian Loeb was second to Gronholm last year, and the Citroën C4 beat the Ford in 2008.
Last year it was for me impossible to really fight with Marcus. It was missing a bit, but now we change a lot. The feeling is good with the car, so I don't know if it will be enough, but I hope.
Loeb won in the Citroën Zara in 2005. A repeat of that would be very timely, as he seeks to overturn his 3-point deficit to Mikko Hirvonen in the Drivers' Championship. Chris Atkinson is in 3rd place, and it's a big weekend for him and 8th place Peder Solberg, as Greece marks the debut of the new Subaru Impreza WRC. This was unveiled on Wednesday night, a new shape and a new livery, but will it bring a return to the glory days for Subaru? Subaru last lifted the manufacturer's title in 1997. Currently they're lying 3rd behind Citroën and leaders Ford. So all roads lead to Athens, and the crews will be faced with 331 kilometres of the roughest, toughest gravel roads in the championship. These are situated to the west of the capital city. But it was in the heart of Athens when the rally got going on Thursday night, in the shadow of the Acropolis, the huge rock which gives the rally its name. The ceremonial start was back to its traditional home. It was a spectacular backdrop and a colourful opening to the Greek event. Drivers all seemed in good spirits, and with a sneaky move from Mark Marti, Citroën were looking to get an early advantage over their rivals. Peder Solberg, meanwhile, was proudly showing off his new machine. What an important weekend it is for the Norwegian and the Subaru team. There are 7 stages to come today, all west of the new service park at the Tatoi Military Airport. Repeated runs through the tricky, fast Shimatari test, the longest challenge of the day at Thiva, and the rough and rocky Pasafa stage. The day finishes with a 4.6-kilometre sprint test around the Tatoi complex itself. The first challenge this morning, though, is the 11.5-kilometre Shimatari stage, and the first driver to arrive at the start line is championship leader Mikko Hirvonen. It's a very hot start to the day, temperatures already up in the high 20s centigrade. Round 7 is underway. Mikko powers off into one of the toughest challenges in the World Championship, and a huge jump early on in this stage. being beaten by just 10 seconds. In Sardinia, his advantage is down to 3 points in the title race, so the pressure is on again to fight back. Very dusty start to the rally here. Beating Sebastian Loeb, though, is one of the most difficult prospects in the sport. Seb's won here before in 2005, and his incredible car control will be needed again to avoid the many hazards of this event. Back at the start line, it's the beginning of a new era for Subaru. Chris Atkinson is off into stage one, and the first chance to watch this striking new car driven in anger. The team were expecting a step up in performance, but this weekend will be about their drivers learning the characteristics of this new machine.
Then flat crest, 150, crest, 70, caution.
So far, so good for Chris. It's a promising start for the latest evolution of this iconic car.
Titans are from 17.
Gigi Guy is also into the opening stage and hoping to continue his strong run after finishing fourth at his home event 2 weeks ago. Oh, but a spin early on for Gigi. He's barely a kilometre into the first stage, and that's a frustrating start to the rally for the Italian. Back with Loeb now, though. Hirvonen's already through the stage, so we're about to get the first indication. These roads have been recently regraded, so there's a lot of loose gravel on the surface. Jari-Matti Latvala, running fourth on the road, though, has a clearer line, and as is often the case on the first morning, he's taking full advantage. Into the flying finish, almost sideways over the line. It's another strong start to the rally for Jari-Matti. He takes the provisional lead.
Jari, it's your speciality leading after the first stage of the rally. 5.8 quicker than Mikko and Seb.
Well, it was quite sleepy this morning, so I can imagine it was very sleepy for the Mikko and Sebastian, but okay, it was a good ride, but we need to keep it going like this.
Danny Sordo's had top 5 finishes in the last 3 gravel rallies. The Spaniard's overcome the doubters who saw him only as a force on tarmac. Again, with a favourable road position, he has more grip, and he too sets a strong time. He's 5.2 seconds down on Latvala, but it's still a good effort. He's 0.6 of a second quicker than Loeb and into second overall. We've already seen Chris Atkinson, who's completed the stage. Subaru's former world champion Petter Solberg has been waiting a long time for this new car, and we'll soon get an idea how much promise this new machine